Hello, welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can estimate, your CPF contribution growth from now till you are age 55, and basically plan for your retirement and have the confidence to know if you will hit certain retirement targets specifically for CPF accounts. Right, so this is actually the third iteration of this CPF Forecast Calculator, and I just recently released the newest version with more visual guides as well as words to tell you how it works. And in addition, I'm also adding on to this video so that I can walk you through what the different numbers mean and what my intention was with the CPF calculator. So to start off, this calculator main goal is actually to just help you estimate your contribution and balance growth till you are 55, right? Because after 55, you can head on to CPF Live and input what balance you have, and then decide like the different kind of payout schemes that you can have there. So CPF already have a tool for that, but they do not actually have something that helps you estimate and plan ahead, especially when you're like age 20 or 30s and still trying to figure out how all these things work, right? So basically it simulates a few things: your salary contribution, how much you put in every month, taking into account like an average salary increment, bonuses, so on. It also simulates the different interest rates under the different kind of policies for each of the different accounts, right? In addition, you can also choose to simulate things like, okay, what if I do OA to SA transfer, right? How does that change my balances at the end? In addition, what if I do cash top up for my SA account? How does it change my final balance there? And for those of you who actually use CPF OA for housing, some things that you are aware, you might be concerned about is like how much CPF you have to refund to your OA account when you sell your house, right? So the whole idea of this is basically to answer some retirement questions, some planning questions that you have, and the earlier you work on this kind of questions, the better it is, because you have longer runway to think about it. So the questions that you might have is how much CPF I will have when I reach age 55. Of course, this is an estimate. There's a lot of things that is at play, right? But having a ballpark figure really helps with your planning, right? The next one is you will see in my calculator, I use this benchmark for the BRS, FRS, and ERS a lot. Each of these stands for the different retirement sum. B being basic retirement sum, F for full retirement sum, and E being enhanced retirement sums, right? I'm using this as you can see, this will increase through the year, and I'm using this rather than the absolute numbers for your portfolio, simply because we want to adjust for inflation, and these are three good targets that we can use to just think about, like how relatively well off, or how much spending power I have when I reach 55, because adjusting for inflation is not something that we get used to. Seeing $1 million in our portfolio right now, if I have the money now, that sounds like a lot, but 30 years down the road, is 1 million still going to be a lot? We don't know, right? And having like the BRS, FRS, and ERS as a target actually help us know, like, oh, actually, I'm able to hit this entire enhanced retirement sum, so should be pretty good, because like that's like 1.5x of like the FRS, right? So the next one is how when can I stop contributing so that I can still hit my target. So let's say my target is FRS or ERS, and at one point you are thinking about questions about FIRE or retiring early. So then the question is, can I stop work at age 45? Can I stop work at age 50? How about I work all the way to 55? How does that affect my final balance? And for those of you who use it for housing, how much you have to refund to CPF, and also, like I mentioned earlier, the cash top up and transfers, how much do I have to do any of that to hit my target, right? And what if like I choose to do something like a variation of the fire, like cruise fire, barista fire. What if I at certain time choose to lower my income, right? How would that look like? So the calculator aims to answer some of these questions, right? So to head over to a calculator, go to geek.sg. Under the tools, you should see this CPF Forecast Calculator. Click on that, you'll reach this page. Depending on your system mode, you might be on the dark mode or light mode, but this is where you can toggle it, based on your preference. And look, this is actually the basic settings, and in this video we'll only cover the basic setting, and then in the later video I can teach you how to actually configure it for the various scenario. So for now, what you'll do is that you'll enter your birth year. This will help determine the age, your age, right? And you'll just assume a birth month for right now, right? Your current CPF balances in the OA account, SA account, and MA account. There's some default value here so that you can play with. Your current salary and intended retirement age. So this is where we simulate when you stop working. Leave it at 55 for now so that you can see what happens when you work all the way to age 55. Right, so I'm just going to use the default. It's a pretty decent default that is a slightly lower than median income, I think, for this age range, but it should give you a rough idea of how that looks like for people with this income range. Now, immediately you can see it comes out with a dashboard. The first thing that you see is a CPF balance at age 55. That means if you continue working from now, right, taking knowing that you're 1990s, that means you should be about 34 years old right now, which is in the year 2024. Then if you work from right now to 55, you would have a final balance of like 300k plus for OA, SA of 146, MA of 166, so on and so forth, right? And then the next part is actually the forecast balance. So you can see right now you're 34, right? And then you can see the different numbers under the different accounts. So you can see OA, SA, and MA, right? And the total amount as a balance. And just to help you estimate how you're tracking the FRS, right? I'm also displaying the FRS here. So you can see now you're at 46k, but your FRS is at 205k. Now, if you move through the years, you can see, hey, this is how your balance will increase through the years. So let's say we are at age 40, you can see now the total balance you have around this age is about 163. And also, you can look at OA, right? This is also a good way for you to track, how much money you have in your OA account if you want to you want to purchase a house, right? So you can see if I were to work additional 6 years from now, right, to age 40, I would have 93k instead of the current 29k, right? So you can also track how is your balance tracking for housing and so on. So over here you can see that your income is catching up and it looks like it can hit FRS, right? We don't know. So as you continue tracking, you can see, hey, actually this is the point where I'm hitting FRS because my total not yet. So my total CPF balance is above FRS, but then I'm not quite hitting FRS yet because later on we will talk about like how that is being computed, right? So this is how you can see all the way until 55. At 54, you actually see a cliff because that's where you stop working and the contribution actually stops. The next part is key retirement sums, right? So assuming that you are, so like I mentioned, this is a good target for you to track whether you are going to hit some of these milestones. And not only it tells you whether you are going to hit it, it also tells you the age that you hit it. So let's say Mr. X over here, he's going, he's earning $3,000, and with the current balance, he's going to achieve his BRS at 41 years old, right? And that's where you can see his OA balance is this amount, his SA balance is this amount, retirement balance is the total of OA plus SA, right? Because MA actually will get forwarded. So we can see that the retirement balance is this, and the estimate BRS in 2031 based on the inflated rate will be around this one, right? And you can see that Mr. X also will achieve a full retirement sum if he continue to work until 50, right? That means at this point, if let's say he's happy that he reached FRS already, he can stop working entirely and add contributions to CPF, because at this point CPF will grow at a faster rate than the FRS goes up, at least from traditional projection of how the rate increment work. And the final thing, you can see that for Mr. X, unfortunately, he's not going to achieve ERS before 55, right? So at 55, you can see the gap over here. He's missing the mark by about $130,000, right? So you'll be able to see like, hey, when I achieve this, because if let's say your idea is to go for FIRE, then you might want to push the numbers forward and achieve them earlier, and stop worrying about whether they are going to hit FRS or ERS down the road. So if you want more details like the year-on-year statement, this is where you can see how it goes. So first thing you'll note, the salary is there's actually an increment over here, where we actually try to simulate a salary increment. You can knock it down to 0 later on, and you can see the contributions that you have year on year, as well as the interest that you can earn on top of the balances, and then the individual account balances and the total. Now what is interesting here is the last column is a milestone. That's where you actually can track how are you tracking the different milestones over here. So in a quick summary, you can see that our bro here doesn't hit BRS until he is around here, 41 years old, and then he will continue until like he is 50 years old, where he's hitting FRS, and then you can see this doesn't change over to ERS. So the next section is actually CPF OA refund amount. So for this simulation, we are not simulating any CPF OA being used for mortgage. So that's why there's actually a refund amount 0 throughout. So this is a good way for you to start benchmarking on how your CPF projection is going to look like. In the next video, I'm going to show you a few other advanced options where you can use to answer some of these other questions. Right, so so take note that this is the CPF Forecast Calculator. There are other interesting projects that you might be interested in, specifically for Singaporean. You might be interested in valuation of your HDB. So there's yet another tool over here under the projects where you can get an instant valuation of your HDB property. Now, if you are interested in seeing how you can use this tool to plan for retirement and answer some of the more advanced questions, watch my next video.